Assalamu alaikum girls. Welcome back to online teaching program. I am Saima Fatma. It is the start of second term and today's topic is unit number 3, The Adventure of the Dying Detective. It is a story about the world famous detective from one of the great writers of the 20th century, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was born on 22nd May 1859 in Edinburgh, United Kingdom. He was a British writer and a medical doctor. He was best known for his stories about Sherlock Holmes. He created the character of Sherlock Holmes in 1887 when he published A Study in Scarlet, the first of the 4 novels and more than 50 short stories about Holmes and Dr. Watson. Sherlock Holmes was a very good detective. Doyle's stories about him were exciting, mysterious, and full of adventure. Sherlock Holmes solved crimes with the help of his friend Dr. Watson. Sherlock Holmes stories are generally considered the milestone in the field of crime fiction. Let us start reading the story. In this story, Conan Doyle's detective gets a murderer to confess. The characters of this story are Sherlock Holmes, a detective, Dr. Watson, Sherlock Holmes' friend, Mrs. Hudson, Sherlock Holmes' landlady, Mr. Culverton Smith, the criminal, Inspector Morton, an official of Scotland Yard. Now we are going to reach page 36. First of all, vocabulary. Stand, tolerate. Leave, permission. Dock, a part of the port. Gaunt, lean and looking unwell. Wasted, too thin. Staring, gazing. Twist, moved jerkily. Incessantly, constantly. Croaking, low harsh sound like frogs. Spasmodic, occurring in brief irregular bursts. Hectic, very busy. Here it means intense. Flush, redness. Crust, hard layer or surface. Listlessly, lacking energy and enthusiasm. Gleam, shine. Recognition, identification. Infallibly, that never fails. Deadly, fatal, causing death. Contagious, infectious, transmittable. Alley, a narrow passage between buildings. Chill, a feeling of fear. Mrs. Hudson, Sherlock Holmes' landlady, reached Dr. Watson's house. She was very worried. She told Dr. Watson, "Mr. Holmes is very ill. He is going to die." She said, "I could stand no more of it. It means it became intolerable for me to see him in such suffering and miserable condition any more. So I told Holmes that I am going to call a doctor for him, but he demanded that I should call no one else, but only Dr. Watson." The landlady asked Dr. Watson to go with her at once, otherwise he wouldn't be able to see Holmes alive. Dr. Watson was shocked. He hadn't heard about his friend's illness. While they were going towards Mrs. Hudson's house, she told him that Holmes was working on a case. During that, he contracted the disease. When Dr. Watson reached there, he found Holmes lying in bed. His condition was very critical. He was lean and looking unwell. There was constant shivering in his hands. His voice was low and had irregular bursts. His lips had dark dust on them. He said, "The sight of me brought a gleam of recognition to his eyes." It means when Sherlock saw his friend Dr. Watson, his eyes shone. Watson thought that despite serious illness, Sherlock had recognized him. Sherlock instructed Dr. Watson not to come near him because the disease he was suffering from was highly infectious. Watson said, "You are not yourself. A sick man is but a child. It means, as you are extremely ill, you are not in your complete senses. You are behaving childishly. I'll examine you and treat you." Then is the next page, page number 37. First of all, words meanings. Resolutely, with determination, instant, movement, bring, leap, jump. Staggered, walk with weak, unsteady steps. Resume, start again. Shuddered, shook. Sobbed, cry noisily, taking sudden sharp breaths. Grudge, malice, kept a horse-drawn carriage for hire. Closely, carefully. Mantelpiece, a shelf above a fireplace. Planter, farmer. Persuade, convince. Tapanuli fever, a fictional disease invented by Conan Doyle. Black Formosa corruption, again a fictional disease invented by Conan Doyle. Dr. Watson wanted to examine Sherlock and treat him, but Sherlock didn't let him come near him. He said how Watson could treat him when he had no knowledge of Tapanuli fever and Black Formosa corruption. Dr. Watson hadn't even heard of both diseases, so he thought to seek help of Dr. Ainstree, who was an expert of tropical diseases. When he turned to the door to fetch him, Sherlock leaped out of his bed like a tiger and locked the door. He asked Watson to wait over there till 6 o'clock. After some time, thinking that Sherlock had gone to sleep, Dr. Watson approached the mantel shelf to examine a small ivory box placed over there. Just then, Sherlock shouted to him to put it down at once. He felt relaxed when Dr. Watson put the box at its place. He asked Dr. Watson to sit down and let him have some rest. At 6 o'clock, Sherlock woke up and started conversation. Just like before, he was talking in the way as if he had high fever. He asked Watson to turn the gaslight on, but only half. He told him to put the ivory box at the table with the help of sugar tongs. "Well, girls, what do you think? What was the reason that Sherlock was so much careful about the box? Think over it." He then instructed him to bring Mr. Culverton Smith of 13 Lower Buck Street. He told Watson, "Culverton Smith is not a doctor. Rather, he is a farmer. He is a resident of Sumatra, but these days he is here in London. His most favorite hobby is to investigate the deadly disease which he is suffering from." He further told that the man has no good feelings for him. His nephew died a terrible death. Since then, he is malicious towards him. He said to Watson, "You will soften him." It means that although the man is not friendly at all towards him, rather he has some grudge against him, but Dr. Watson should persuade him to come here because he is the only person who can save his life, because he has special knowledge of the disease from which Sherlock is suffering. Dr. Watson said that he would bring him the man at any cost, but Sherlock forbade him to try to bring the man forcefully. He said that he should convince the man to come, but he should ensure one thing, that Watson should return to Baker Street before Culverton Smith. Hopefully, you enjoyed the story and understood it. Read the pages 36, 37 again and do the home task assigned. Okay girls, Allah Hafiz.